Hey, this is Tyrese Anderson. What I want to talk about today is a question that comes up more and more and more nowadays, particularly with how bad things are getting in the world, which is a question of that I'm certain a lot of people have wondered, which is it too late to save this planet? Now, for this video, I'm going to answer that question by providing points to help people know if it's too late to save this planet from destruction, whether it is environmental or human factors that have come into play when it comes to the deterioration of this planet. So I will discuss that issue today and hopefully you get the answer you're looking for. So let's start with the first one, environmental damage. When it comes to the question of environmental damage, the world is is to be quite honest from what I have seen, which may surprise a lot of people, it is not too late to save this planet from destruction when it comes to environmental damage. Now, the reason why I say that is that um, is that is due to the fact that when you look at all the main three environmental damage issues we have in the world, whether it's resource reduction, it could be secondly environmental damage, like destruction of the Amazon or any of the Amazons throughout the world for that matter, or even global warming, the big one that everyone knows about. It hasn't really reached a point where I think we can reach a point where we can concisely say, oh, it's too late now. Because when you look at any of those issues, look at it from the facts. Now, let's get started with the Amazon rainforest one, or the rainforest ones, or any form of environmental destruction. Is that the truth of the matter is, when we look at issues like the Amazon rainforest, there hasn't really been much proof to show that, and just in general using common sense, there is a lot of space left for the Amazon rainforest. Okay, there's a lot of space left for the Amazon rainforest or any of the rainforests of the world for it to survive. There's still pieces of the Amazon rainforest or any rainforest in the world that you can literally fit entire nations inside of it because it is full of that many trees. Now, the truth of the matter is, when it comes to the Amazon or any rainforest for that matter, the truth is that there is still time for those rainforests to heal, or at least enough space for them to at least still function relatively well as rainforests, okay? Because as I was saying before, there's still huge amounts of it left. So if we were to do the right thing as a species, like for example, not support the consumption of things that help contribute to the destruction of any of the rainforests of the world, whether it's palm oil for Africa or eating beef for from Brazil. The truth of the matter is, for any other issue for that matter, that we could obviously find alternative methods to do it, like just like beef. You can find cows in any other nation in the world outside of Brazil, or you can create palm oil in other nations outside of, simply put it, outside of Africa, okay? Or any animal or any plant species that they destroy the Amazon rainforest, the rainforest in Africa for, in order to produce more products, agricultural products for consumption. You can grow that in everywhere. Besides, we live in a day and age where people can even grow that stuff inside. So for that one, you can definitely find an answer when it comes to helping reduce or just in general stop the destruction of our environment, okay? When it comes to the issue of resource reduction, that one is actually quite easy because that one also comes down to the fact that yes, we might have a finite amount of resources in the planet, but we also have to realize we haven't really been using it wisely as a species. Like, there are methods out there when it comes to water consumption that could be used that could use quite a lot less water When it comes to using things in general, there are, when it comes to things aside from that, or even simply space for food, for the ability to grow food, we can do a lot of that stuff indoors. We have that technology now, so that one's definitely out of the question. We can find ways to reduce the impact of reduce the impact of of consuming too many resources. Not to mention, an issue that really relates heavily to that is the issue of overpopulation. Well, guess what? We as a species have advanced so much. We have the ability to create cities that can literally fit the population of entire nations, for that matter, in an area. Okay, so if more people were to live in cities, for example, and just in general, we were to focus more on city life, then we would obviously have less of an impact on the environment. That's common sense here. Like New York City is probably so big that you could probably, if you didn't have any hassles or any issues inside, I mean, issues in it, like for example, no cars. Let's just come with a theoretical situation here. You could drive probably from the very top of it to the very bottom of New York City in probably less than an hour. All of it. And look at how many people they're able to fit inside of that. That's what I'm kind of getting across here. So we have the ability to do that. And when it comes to global warming, that one's even easier. Well, not necessarily easier, actually the hardest one. But that one, I don't think I've seen enough evidence to kind of prove that that one is irreversible if we were to do the right thing. Because the thing about global warming is that the truth of the matter is that first and foremost, global warming has shown to be an issue that because of of the fact that it takes so long for it to really truly take an effect. It literally takes decades. Even if we continue to use fossil fuels, it would truly take a few decades for it to truly have an effect, which of course with that amount of time probably gives us ways to figure out as a species solutions to problems. Like for example, maybe we might find ways of kind of helping to resolve the issue in the ozone layer. And not to mention, aside from the fact that we can obviously find solutions to kind of help, reverse the impact of global warming, it also comes down to the fact that global warming, would it absolutely screw up our planet for quite some time? Yes. But the truth of the matter is our planet can obviously heal. It's down to the truth if you understand things like science and stuff. Our planet can always heal. It can always heal from any trauma it's experienced as long as it's stopped. Like we still have enough ice, you know, and and like and whether it's the Arctic or Antarctica, to still look quite massive. Is it falling apart? Yes, but would it but is there still a lot of space for it? Yes. So if you stop using fossil fuels, the world's obviously going to automatically go through a cooling process where it starts kind of cooling down again because there's nothing really heating it up. So the idea that it's irreversible, I think is also untrue. It's just that it'll take a hell of a long time for it to start becoming reversed. So for that question, I don't believe it's too late. I think there's still hope, in all honesty. Now, for the second question that also comes up, the human political factor. To sum it up, the only two nations that really pose a big threat to world security at this point is Russia and China. And because Russia, as you already have seen, have gotten their asses whooped really freaking badly by by a small nation that no one even thought that much about a year ago. And a lot of people, if you even ask them about Ukraine, they say, "What the hell's Ukraine?" Look at how badly they've lost to Ukraine, this small nation in Eastern Europe. That's actually probably quite poor. Look at how badly they lost. So they're pretty much done because they're going to realize because of this, it shows the flaw of strongmanism in Russia. Not to mention the impact it has had on their economy and stuff. It's going to last for a long time. All the sanctions. So the only country that's left is China. And China, guess what? Is pretty much kind of screwed. is pretty much, screwed if we were to stop, consuming their products, which if we were to start moving manufacturing, even to India, would take them out of the way. And China's a communist country that's also screwing things up. So truth be told, there is hope at the end of the tunnel. If we can do these two things, I can guarantee you the world will still have its problems and still have its issues, but it will definitely recover a lot more than we believe. A lot of us believe it won't work. It will recover, which is the idea that the world's going to fall apart and we're going to have an apocalypse. So to answer your question, that's simply the truth of the matter. The world can recover. So if this answers your question, that's good. And this is my video. If you like this video and like videos like this, remember to hit the subscribe button and thumbs this video up. This is all I have to say. Hope you enjoyed it. And that is all. Later.